as language. According to Dr. Mercedes Montes de Oca Vega, Nahuatl people had a special way of thinking and speaking. They considered that two ideas which belonged together could express a whole concept called diaphrases. Tlili and Tlapali is one such diaphrase. It means knowledge and wisdom. Black and red were significant because they were the basic colors in which the codices were painted. Codex drawings were specialized tasks done only by Tlahuiloques.
For the ancient Aztecs, Tlili Tlapali, la tinta negra y roja de sus codices, the black and red ink painted on codices, were the colors symbolizing escritura y sabiduría, writing and wisdom. They believed that through metaphor and symbol, by means of poetry and truth, communication with the divine could be attained, and Topan, that which is above, could be bridged with Mitlan, that which is below.
In pre-Columbian codices, we see a symbol resembling a question mark in front of the entity's mouth. According to Diane Worth, in Mesoamerican art, speech scrolls emanate from the mouth and extend as though thrust from the throat with vocalization. This takes effort. The words are breathed out, so to speak. In Western art, this is known as a banderole or speech scroll. It was a symbol of communication that can show anguish, love, hate, poetry, prayer, and song. Mesoamerican speech scrolls are breathed out and date back to 650 BC. The earliest Mesoamerican speech scrolls found were depicted by the Olmec. One Nahuatl oral tradition that has been passed down is that certain speech scrolls have different colors, subsequently symbolizing different emotions. For instance, if it was colored red, then the one speaking most likely was angered. The Mayan system, according to Coe, is logographic in that it relies on pictographically derived glyphs that are often used to refer to specific persons or places. But it is also syllabic in that the Mayan scribes could have written any word in their language using only syllabic symbols.
Here, the bird has two speech scrolls containing a logograph with a face similar to the Maya Aja glyph. Aja means either day or Lord, says Diane Worth. This is one of the oldest speech scrolls found, and according to Stephen Houston, if this logograph combination actually represents an Aja glyph, it may contain the earliest form of a Mayan word.
In Nahuatl, the speech scroll is called Huehuetlactoli. It essentially means ancient word and seeks to build harmony.
The Mayas also had a written system of symbols in Mayan art, so they would imply color without actually having to use it. Ik is the word and symbol for black. When they paired it with other symbols, you got other meanings like darkness, moon, etc. According to Stone and Zender, the incorporation of the Ik sign carries important extra-linguistic connotations and makes a semantic contribution to our understanding of the objects and entities so qualified. For instance, in the figure on the right, the Ik sign is present in the feathers of the female's headdress and obsidian bloodletters in the bowls. Chalk generally means red or ruddy colors, but is very versatile and can encompass other colors like brown or purple. But unlike black, this symbol is only used to tell the color.
Yash refers to blue-green, like seawater. Also like black, it appears in art as a label for color of an object. It functions more linguistically, providing elements of the name or identity of objects according to Stone and Zender. Khan refers to things of a yellowish hue and contains a cross, which is what the ancient Americas equated to sun or heat. According to Lisa Ruth, Azul Maya, or Maya blue, is a vibrant color that was created and used by the classic and post-classic Mayan civilizations more than 1700 years ago. It had symbolic value important for ritual and was the color of chalk, the force and energy of rain and agriculture. How Mayan blue was created to last over 1,000 years puzzled many. Even most acids won't remove it. A current theory of composition is leaves for an indigo plant and palagorskite heated with copal incense, which bound them together.
Many pre-Columbian colorants used by the Mayas, Toltecs, and Aztecs last longer than modern chemical colors. Some resources they used to generate their colors were food coloring from plants like achiote and insects like cochineal. They also used seashells, tree sap, and minerals like cinnabar. When they were lacking certain colorants, they would acquire them through trade. Sacred directions. Indigenous people view the world in terms of sacred directions. Intertwined with the directions are specific colors that are unique to each direction. Furthermore, there are forces and abilities that the sites contain. The sacred directions each has its own color or various colors to each cardinal direction. For the Mayans, the color for north is white, the color for east is red, the color for south is yellow, and the color for west is black. Each color has a different meaning, as well as each side has a different symbolic force. For the Aztecs, the color for north is black, the color for east is red, yellow, or green, the color for south is blue, and the color for west is white. The sacred directions each has 3 different colors that symbolize different things and are used by the people differently depending the situation and person. The colors of the directions can be seen in many of the images in the codex. These colors have a meaning and are chosen for specific reasons. As for the Mayan colors and directions, each color and direction has a deeper meaning. The east, which is red, signifies the Father's Son and the way of the visionary. The south means Mother Earth and the way of the healer. The west, which can be blue or black, signifies the grandmother moon and ocean, and is the way of the teacher. North is the father sky and the way of the sacred warrior. The directions are also associated with seasons, elements, and daytime. Each direction governs 5 day-glyphics. Furthermore, the vertical axis, east and west, is thought of as future and past, and is the energy transmitter. The horizontal axis, north and south, signifies feminine and masculine, and receives the energy of the vertical axis, as making the directions all interlock and connect. The directions also have forces associated to them and specific strengths to the direction. Texalipoca is the force associated with the north, and this direction is thought to signify introspection and reflection. Quetzalcoatl is connected with the east, and knowledge and wisdom. Huitzilopochtli is linked with the cardinal direction of the south, and also associated with will and drive. Xipetotec is related to the west and has sacred ties to transformation. 4 represents the 4 people of the world, the 4 seasons, the 4 stages of the humans, and the 4 sacred directions. As 4 is a big number and the directions with color are used in many different ways, ceremony is one of them. In this ceremony, a Mayan gatekeeper is performing the ritual as tradition dictates. This is a fire ceremony and has 4 colored candles positioned
in the four sacred directions. These colors and directions signify the heart of the heavens, the heart of the earth, the heart of the wind, and the heart of the water, because the four directions equate the four elements. As the directions equate the four elements, they are also associated with the four trees. These trees are inside the directions and found in the codex. As mentioned in the book Red Medicine in page 154, the trees are called cross trees and are trees of life that tie the sacred directions together and protect the corn and acknowledge the spirits. The directions are not only used to convey color, but also used in prayer to describe a force, nature, the way of the universe, or in ceremony. In the book Red Medicine, it states how the sacred directions are used in the rituals, like the bearing of the placenta in one of the four corners of the house, acknowledging the movement through the four sacred directions. All these different actions intertwine and make the directions sacred. One of the forces that is also seen often in the codex and thought to be associated with the directions, according to the Borgia, is Tzatlicotli, and this is correlated with the north, but its ideograph is showing the direction of the west, the direction or place of the female energy, Huitzilampa, according to Red Medicine. The four directions have their color forces and potencies, but all that is surrounding the center, which is in orientation, to seek knowledge and stay balanced, where everything is connected and creates equilibriums. The center is associated with the ombligo, or belly button of a human, where that is the center of everything. The ombligo creates places humans into the natural world, and reflects an indigenous principle, orientation. This quote from Red Medicine states the importance of a center in the directions and overall in life. Shannon Thunderboard talks about the significance of the circle and balance that the world has and the sacredness of the earth and the four sacred stages, elements, and directions.
Contemporary applications of sacred directions and color.
As the circle is seen as a powerful symbol, it continues into the present day, where the directions and color are passed down and still used today. In this contemporary circle, the colors and directions appear with their energies. This is usually used as a medical wheel, but contemporary ways of using the traditional system of color and sacred directions are seen in today's art in many different contemporary ways all around the world.
Today, color is used as an indicator for emotion. There are charts and mood rings that can tell you your color and how you're feeling. There has even been a study to teach blind children using an emotional color wheel for Braille. Even in yoga or other Hindu Buddhist religions, your chakras, or chi, have different energies represented by different colors. In art, colors are definitely utilized to convey a statement like Rothko or pointillism like Seurat. In painting, green, blue, and purple represent cool colors, while orange, red, and yellow are considered warm colors. The reflection or absorption of color, all colors, black and white, are present in this yin and yang symbol. These two colors represent duality, balance, life and death, good and evil. So colors can embody and transcribe a message to us that we translate. One of the biggest examples of contemporary use of color as language is advertisement. It is everywhere. Explosions of color for the purpose of catching your eye and enticing you to participate in the consumer society. In graphic design or marketing business, you have to learn the language of color in order to be successful. During the Renaissance and medieval period, speech scrolls or banderoles appeared in art as actual floating scrolls. They first became common at the beginning of the Gothic period. though the Western and Pre-Columbian use of speech scrolls developed independently of each other. According to Diane Worth, in our modern day, illustrators show that someone is speaking by drawing a balloon emanating from the person with the speech contained inside, also known as a speech bubble. In the Western culture, the practice began around the 18th century and is used today in cartoons, comics, and graphic novels. The picture in the middle is from the book Red Medicine, depicting, according to the artist, a medicine woman using a broom of herbs, songs, indicated by the Huehuetatoli, and a lizard who symbolizes regeneration with each battle, to bring out the warrior spirit within all humans to transform life's challenges, invoking the four directions. In conclusion, the use of the sacred directions, color, language, and symbols were all present in the pre-Columbian codices, who had their own way of communication. We also see its persistence and survival in Mexican culture and its application in contemporary society. Even though much has been lost due to imperialism, through excavation, surviving texts, and oral traditions of the descending people, we will continue to gain more Tlili and Tlapali.